What it do, what it do, how y'all feeling? Welcome. This is Ash Neil's Radio. I am your host, Ash Neil. That is I. So, we talking to y'all. Yes, Piers Morgan. Oh, man. He had a hell of a panel discussing Trump's shooting attempt or assassination attempt, because no shots were fired from the gunman, and a little bit on the Gaza situation. Now, I wanted to have my take on this discussion because it was some funny shit. It was some funny shit. They're literally trying to debate the rhetoric from the left and seeing if it's causing Trump to almost lose his life. Nigga, I swear to God, that's what the new attack is from the right wing. Now, mind you, I'm no Kamala or Trump supporter, but it's funny that they're using, I guess, this assassination attempt to tell the left to dial it back. Oh, bruh. And then, I don't know if y'all seen the debate. I think I did. The Kamala Harris and Trump debate, they was talking shit about how the moderators were on Kamala Harris's side. And it was fair. It was unfair. It was a 3-on-1. Well, my boy Cenk, he got his 3-on-1. Yep, they fucking attacked Cenk on Piers Morgan's show, and
all with tonight's panel.
It was actually kind of.
I'm joined
funny.
by the host of the Candace Owens show on Spotify and Rumble, Candace Owens, founder and CEO of the Young Turks, Cenk Uygur, and former Navy SEAL, author and founder of military contractor Blackwater, Eric Prince. Well, welcome to all of you. Cenk Uygur, there's a lot going on. I mean, the news cycle right now feels slightly insane. You know, you've got Donald Trump nearly assassinated again, twice in 2 months now. You've got apparently Israel launching this extraordinary attack across the whole of Lebanon on thousands of Hezbollah terrorists and, of course, wounding and potentially killing as well civilians in the process. So there's a lot to unpack here. What do you make of it?
Okay, first of all, on Donald Trump, what do you want me to do? The guy did a coup attempt. He had fake electors, not even his own electors. You have your own slate of electors. He didn't use them because they said this is unconstitutional and illegal. You lost the election. And he said, all right, you can get in fake electors. Let's do a coup attempt here. Let's have them bum rush the Capitol. And then that'll create enough confusion that we can bring it back to the states and the Republicans will cheat for us. They even wrote it in a book. Then he said we should terminate the Constitution because he lost the election. So what do you want me to do, Piers? The guy hates democracy. He's a dictator wannabe. So, okay, should you shoot at him? Of course not. Any action that is physical like that or violent is a surrender in the intellectual field of debate and ideas. So it's a terrible idea. It's immoral, etc. But I'm not going to let up on Donald Trump for 1 second rhetorically, because he is a monster, and he tried to terminate our Constitution. He tried to steal an election. I've never seen anyone so despicable in American politics. And by the way, there's another reason why I'm angry at him, because I'm a populist, and he took populism and he perverted it to just turning into his own personal con. He's such a slimy con man. I loathe him. Everyone should vote against him. He's one of the worst people I have ever seen in politics, and I'm not going to let him terminate the Constitution or destroy this democracy.
You see, what I find extraordinary, Cenk, is...
Hold on, before you go. Now, that's Cenk's take on Trump. You know, he don't like the nigga. It is what it is. He don't want him to get shot because I think it's funner trying to beat him at the ballot box, you know, and in these debates. We want to have more debates with Trump. Not me. I'm not a Kamala fan. But that's how I would want to beat my opponent. Please, don't shoot the nigga. But it don't matter. It don't matter. Piers Morgan's going to, not surprise you, have this whole take on, yeah, but did you hear what the left said?
Is you haven't even given it a beat since he nearly had his brains blown out on Sunday on a golf course, which came 2 months after...
Did he give a beat, Piers? Did he give a beat? Did he ever give a beat when he constantly talks about violence?
Right.
Hey, if someone takes out somebody from with a stretcher, I'll pay the legal bills.
Right.
Attack people. Oh, my political opponents, I'm going to jail them. I'm going to attack them.
Well, to be clear, hang on. To be clear, you're trying to equate him making a joke about maybe slapping or punching someone in a crowd who's abusing him.
See that? It's a joke when Trump says shit that threaten the lives of people at his rallies. I remember them rallies. I covered it. You had that sister that hit the motherfucker back because she got hit by somebody and the police took her out anyways. It was a brother that got fired on by this old white dude. And they interviewed the white dude after that. And the white dude said it clear as day. Maybe next time we might have to kill him. What? This was at a Trump rally. And all of that rhetoric, nobody cared about. Until Trump gets shot, and now they want to be like, or shot at. He got shot the first time, and then the next time, they just found a dude with a gun. Now they're saying, oh, decorum, please. Nigga, y'all never cared about what Trump said. Ever. Fucking football players. Kick the crap out of them. I would love to kick the crap. Why? Bro, what? Why? Shut up.
With someone,
can I make a joke
with
about
someone taking an AK
Trump across the face?
Well, hang on, was somebody
can I make that joke?
Was somebody
can I make that joke, Piers?
Well, hang on, somebody actually shooting him on a rally stage and then very nearly shooting him on a golf course with an AK-47.
Both of those people were not Democrats. Both people that threatened Trump's life were not Democrats. I'll say it one more time. Neither one of them gun-toting white boys was not a Democrat, a Muslim, or a Haitian migrant.
Do you not see the difference?
So, Piers, those are terrible actions. So what I'm asking you a literal question. What do you want me to just go?
Could you give it a beat?
Okay, now Donald Trump's a good. Hold on, let me finish the question.
On a human level,
Donald Trump's a good guy. Donald Trump loves democracy. Donald Trump's still the same monster he was yesterday. So I hate that people are shooting at him. It's so dumb. It's immoral. It's wrong.
Why would you be surprised?
I can't condemn it any stronger.
Why would you be surprised?
I'm not going to tell you that Donald Trump is a decent man.
But Cenk,
when
why
he's
would
a
you
grotesque human being?
Why would you be surprised that people are taking drastic action? Unhinged people with unhinged brains who are listening to constant rhetoric from people.
You didn't answer the question.
You see? Why would you be surprised that people are taken to the streets to cause violence after hearing what the Democrats said? Cenk, why can't you understand that rhetoric routes up people? You don't get it, Cenk. You don't get it. You don't understand that the rhetoric of people will route up people. That's what Piers is saying. You need to realize that. And Cenk did not harp on it. He didn't say, I think he got to it probably once, but he didn't say, hey, they're not riling up Democrats. Both of these guys. Now, I think it's up in the air what their political affiliation was. But one of them voted for Trump. And the other one is just undiscovered, I guess. I don't know. But neither one of them was a Democrat. And this motherfucker, Piers Morgan, is literally trying to bring this fucking attempted assassination to the left wing. It ain't working.
Well, what do you want me to do? You want me to politically surrender, right?
I'm asking you a question. Do you not consider for a moment that within 48 hours you're still saying monster, demagogue, dictator, blah,
yes,
blah, 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 blah?
Because that's who he is.
That's what he is.
This is what
so you want me to lie?
Yeah, because
Piers, tell me this. Do you want me to lie?
Let me finish. The shooter at the golf course, specifically in his recent social media posts, parroted Kamala Harris, saying that he was effectively an existential threat.
See? The shooter at the golf course used Kamala Harris's talking points, calling him a threat to democracy. You see how they do it? Remember, I'm not a Kamala fan, but I'm a realist, bro. I can see through the bullshit. They was calling him a threat to democracy before Kamala Harris was injected
to democracy in America. You're doing the same. Does nothing make you pause?
You're insane.
Hillary Clinton's doing the same.
Trump does it 2,000 times worse.
Right.
So Piers, because you think he does
your
you
great
should do
idea
it too.
is Democrats shouldn't. Your great idea is Democrats shouldn't campaign against your beloved Donald Trump because some moron, mentally unstable guy took a shot at him. Okay, or two of them did. You know what? I can protect Donald Trump. Ban assault weapons. That'll protect Donald Trump way more than any of say nice things about him.
Sorry, Cenk, I disagree. I'm one of those people that, like I said, I'm not a leftist or on the right. I believe that more guns will bring the gun violence down. Personally, I think if Kamala Harris or whoever's at the head take the felony charge away from gun ownership and allowed it a right, a freedom, and everybody was allowed to have guns, yeah, I think a lot of these school shootings will slow down. I think a lot of mass shootings will slow down because it would be that notion that black folks is armed. And these crazies ain't gonna try it. That's just my personal opinion.
Now that some lunatic took some shots at him. Here, let me be super clear. If you're on the left, I know the right-wingers love their guns and Second Amendment remedy, and they've been riled up to do violence nonstop. But if you're on the left and you do any violence, you are not one of us. You're a stupid person who does nothing but make a worthy cause look immoral with your insanity. Never do violence. Is that clear enough?
Or maybe when they constantly hear on the airways people like you and Hillary Clinton and others constantly depicting Trump as an existential threat to democracy.
You see that? You see that? He did it again. They have to make this a Democrat thing. It's like I said, if they constantly hear you on the airwaves calling Trump a threat to democracy, don't you think they're going to want to act out? Bro, I said it again. Now, one of these motherfucking shooters was a Democrat. One of them voted for Trump. You think they listening to Cenk? And then acting on what Cenk said? Ex-Trump supporters listening to a progressive show heard that their guy's a threat and took up arms? Piers? Got you.
Democracy in America.
Piers, you're totally guilty. You're guilty. You're guilty. Because you support Donald Trump. And Donald Trump has done 2,000 times worse, and you know it. You won't even run it on this show.
Okay.
You won't even run it on this show because Donald Trump, what he says is so much worse than anything a Democrat has ever said about him. So you won't even run.
True. Now, I'm gonna paint a picture for y'all because I'm an animist kind of guy, I guess. Is that a word? I'm real animated. Look at the way they're trying to frame this conversation with Cenk Uygur, right? They cried all day about the Trump rally not being fair, right? It's 3 against 1, right? This nigga Piers Morgan is clearly ignoring the fact that Trump's rhetoric caused this shit to himself. He's clearly ignoring it. And when Cenk is pointing it out, he's like, yeah, whatever. Look at these two motherfuckers just sitting back. Right? They just sitting back. That's how this whole thing is played out, right? Wow, it's even in a thumbnail. Cenk looking all crazy, right? That's how it appears, right? But the people with two brain cells that can rub together, we can see the passion in Cenk and the bullshit in these two. That's what we see. So all that, you're yelling and you're defeating your purpose. No, nigga, you're not listening. And right now, I can give 2 fucks. So you getting cussed out.
Run it on this show. So that's it. Are you telling Donald Trump, you better shut up? You better not say any of those gross things that you always say. You know that he joked about smashing Nancy Pelosi's husband's head in with a hammer.
Yeah, and the truth
One
is,
of his
Cenk,
lunatic fans
Cenk,
tried to murder Nancy Pelosi's husband.
Cenk,
and he's like, it's so funny.
Here's
Do
the
you
problem.
know that when they tried to murder his vice president,
Here's the problem,
he then
Cenk.
turned around and said he deserved it.
Here's the problem.
He's a psycho.
Here's
and
the
you defend
problem.
him every day,
Here's
Piers.
the
There you
problem.
go.
You
There you
have
go.
no idea what I've said about Trump when he's done these things. If you
Nothing.
had, you wouldn't accuse me.
See? He ain't said nothing now. You didn't call that rhetoric? or violent rhetoric? No? Come on, Piers. The nigga was okay with his fucking vice president being hung in front of the Capitol. And you're like, yeah. Bro, we're all watching, Piers. We see what you're trying to do. And that's the reason why you guys are deemed weirdos, bro. Weirdos.
Me of not talking about them because
So are
I
you telling
always
him to
do.
shut up?
Because I always do.
Are you telling him to shut up?
I want to bring in Candace Owens here.
Nah, he gonna go to Candace. See that? Yeah. He has nothing to say. Nothing. Oh. Well, what about the fucking shit I just raised about his rhetoric and his vice president? You don't want to talk about it? Nancy Pelosi's husband got hit in the head with a hammer. You don't want to. He laughed at it. Trump laughed at it. Nobody told Trump, hey, man, you want to calm down on the rhetoric, bro? That is her husband. Nope. He thought that shit was funny. You guys are amazing.
Candace, look, we're 48 hours after the latest assassination attempt, and I'm listening to another liberal who I respect. I've had Cenk on a lot on the show, absolutely losing his mind about how despicable Donald Trump is and what a threat he is and a danger and so on and so on. Exactly the kind of rhetoric that Trump has said he believes is fueling these people to try and kill him.
Trump has said this is the rhetoric. Trump said it. After Mr. Lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. He says, man, they being mean to me, y'all. They won't stop talking about me, man. This is the kind of shit that's putting my life in danger. Piers, you're showing that you're a partisan, nigga. You are a Trump apologist. You up his ass to the point where you literally think his shit don't stink because you're comfortable with being up there.
What do you make of where we are with this?
What I make of all of this is that if you are going to legitimately tell people that someone is a monster, that somebody is a dictator, that somebody is literally Adolf Hitler, if you're going to tell people that this person is a constant threat, why wouldn't somebody try to eliminate that threat?
Look at this dumbass. There she go. There go Candace Owens trying to be partial. Look, this is the idiot that actually thought Adolf Hitler was on something. This is her. She argued that at the Congress. Like, no, what I said was he would have been cool if he didn't try to do all that Germany shit outside of Germany. Now she's saying, yeah, if you ever try to compare yourself to Hitler, then man, shit, of course people gonna try to attack you because nigga, that's just not somebody to be compared to. But I thought he was cool. I thought Hitler was alright. That's what Trump is trying to do. Trump is trying to be a dictator. He said he would love to be a dictator for one day. Let's see how I feel. He doesn't plan on going outside of America, I don't think. I don't know. He didn't say it. But he has dictatorial views, Candace. So the way you straddle in the fence, we know how you feel about Hitler.
That would actually be a sensible thing for somebody to do if they believe the rhetoric that is coming out of people's mouths. Now,
Then
if
all
this
the
had
right
happened
wing
and
is
it was
guilty,
flipped,
including you, Candace.
Cenk, you just
You're all
spoke for a
guilty.
very long
Let
time.
Candace finish,
10,000
please.
times worse than
Let
you know.
Candace
control
speak.
yourself.
Cenk.
Cenk, you're going to have to learn how to control yourself. I know it's very difficult for you, but you just had a very long time to speak and we were quiet. I promise you can do that. You need to sit on your hands, then you should do that. As I was...
Shut up. That don't work. Sit on your hands and try it. Sweetheart, you still look stupid. You still look stupid.
saying, if this situation had been reversed and I had just watched somebody try to shoot Kamala Harris, I would be definitively saying how wrong it was.
Right.
I would be saying to people that despite the fact that I do not want her to be president, of course, she is not so much of a threat that she needs to be shot. They don't stop this rhetoric because they do not want these assassination attempts to stop on Donald Trump. And I want to be very clear.
See? There it is. They don't want it to stop. They want the right-wing lunatics to kill Donald Trump. That's what they want. They want these crazy Donald Trump supporters or these people that used to support Trump. They want him to be murdered by these people. That's what the left wants. They're not saying nothing about the the climate that Trump brought up and these motherfuckers need to stop. No, they are sitting here applauding. They're applauding it. They're like, yay, Trump is shot. Bro, you guys are crazy. You're crazy. And that's what I would have said to Jake. Like, if Jake didn't handle it, I don't think Jake handled it well because I think he had his emotions built up. But yeah, that's all you got to do is say, okay, you think Democrats are rooting for right-wingers to kill Trump twice? Okay, no, but I hear you.
The circumstance that we find ourselves in the West is one of remarkable privilege. And when you're in times of remarkable privilege, it creates actually an issue of having a lot of weak men, right? Weak men are the ones that are going out here like proclaiming that Donald Trump is a threat, proclaiming that Donald Trump is somebody that is a dictator because they've never had real conflict in their lives. And you're about to see that example right now, the difference in the demeanor between someone like Cenk and Eric Prince, who I greatly respect and who is somebody who has seen real conflict and understands what real threat is.
What does that mean? I hate when people say that. Oh, he served. That's a real man. I don't mean shit. He probably a piece of shit too. He probably a terrorist. He probably fucking invaded country that he didn't need to, all for American interests. That makes him special, Candace? I don't give a fuck about that nigga.
Right? He understands real threat. Cenk is somebody that grew up, obviously, with a silver spoon in his mouth. He's never had to fight for anything in his life and has never had to put his life before somebody else's. So it's very easy for him to behave like this, to behave.
The irony. Cenk is being deemed somebody that didn't fight in the American war, but you're defending Trump. Now, mind you, Cenk is Turkish. Trump is American. Didn't he dodge the draft?
Demonstrate like a toddler who is throwing his toys out of the pram when he doesn't get what he wants. And so he heightens his rhetoric and says, why am I not getting what I want? This man's a dictator. This man's a threat. And he's not being realistic. And it's embarrassing to our country, whether it was a person on the right or the left.
You guys haven't addressed it at all.
Cenk, I promise you are capable of controlling yourself.
He wants to terminate the Constitution, so you
like
that?
3 minutes as somebody else speaks.
Let me bring in Eric. Eric, you are a former Navy SEAL.
And a patient.
And a very patient former Navy SEAL, yes. You know, when I look at what's happened here, there are lots of strands to what's going on.
Nobody gives a shit.
And we'll come to the security aspect around Trump, which I find pretty scary, actually, that twice people have, with extraordinary ease, got into positions to assassinate him in the space of 8 weeks, which I just find quite remarkable and shocking and shameful and a disgrace that the Secret Service has allowed that to happen. But
see? Now, there's this whole thing about, the Secret Service was full of DEI hires, and the first time Trump got shot in his ear, it was because of this whole DEI program. Next thing you know, they had a hearing, got rid of the director of the DEI, the director of the Secret Service, and next thing you know, there's another attempt on his life. Now they're saying, it's just the Secret Service, and it's the Kamala Harris Biden fucking protection team. They're not protecting the president. My question is, did Trump get hit this time around? Or did y'all fix the problem when y'all got the little DEI lady out of there? You know, because they think DEI is either you're black, you shouldn't be there, or you're a woman, you shouldn't be there. If you're not a white man, you shouldn't be there. Y'all got the white woman out of there. Secret Service didn't do their thing. Trump said it. Trump actually had a fucking interview, and he said, Secret Service did a fantastic job. Y'all just swelling over trying to blame the left for this shit, and it's fucking hilarious, bro.
Before we get to that, this whole...
They saved his life.
Well, they didn't save his life. They put him in a position where his life nearly got taken.
What? Piers! Whoa! Piers! Did you hear what he said? Are you okay? Piers. I think you're losing it. He said clear as day, they saved his life. And you said, no, they did it. Am I missing something? Did Trump perish? Did Trump die from this because Piers Morgan just disagreed with Cenk when Cenk said they saved his life. That's how deep these fucking right-wingers are. They're so embedded in their bias. They're like, well, no, technically he didn't save his life. They shouldn't have been on the golf course anyway. Bro, shut up. Nigga, nobody's listening to you, Piers. We're all watching and laughing at you. And don't try to call yourself a non-affiliate of American politics. You have no horse in the race. Bitch, you put $1,000 on the fucking presidency against Anthony Scaramucci. Nigga, you think this motherfucker Trump is going to win. Don't tell me you don't have a horse in the race.
That's the truth. I mean, because they didn't even check
the guy
the
didn't even get off a shot.
They didn't
and
even
you're still
check.
spreading
They
conspiracy
didn't
theories.
even check the perimeter of the golf course before he was exposed for 4 hours on that course 8 weeks after he was shot. It is unbelievable that anyone from the Secret Service would claim anything but a dismal failure of their preparation to protect the president.
So is there? I'm just gonna ask Piers. Is there like this super Secret Service group that you know about that like get into the minds of people and keep people from trying to cause atrocities? You think the Secret Service job is to get the person before the person even tries to think about doing something? Or do you think it's the Secret Service's job to protect someone in a threat? You think it's the Secret Service's job to be there if something was to happen? At least that's what I thought. I thought the niggas was paid to sit there just in case something happens. And then if something happens, they react. You mean to tell me you think it's a fucking failure because the nigga wasn't caught hours ago, days ago, months ago, weeks ago? Like, what is your thesis, Piers? Piers, I'm listening. Because I thought that's what they were supposed to do. And they did their fucking job.
My opinion. But we'll come to that. Eric, what do you make of this debate, which is raging right now, in this debate now, about the rhetoric and the responsibility of people who are on the airwaves, who are in public life, to dial down the rhetoric?
Look, like the video clip you opened with, there's an enormous amount of apocalyptic language spoken by the left. Call it saying he must be eliminated, he is Hitler, and that unleashes every left-wing crazy to authenticate themselves by saying, I'm going to be the hero.
Left-wing crazies. You see? He did it. He did it. This is how delusional they are. Left-wing both of these guys that threatened Trump's life were not on the left. As much as y'all fucking wish it was. It's almost like they hate the fact that one of them voted for Trump. They hate that shit. When nigga, the day of or right after, one of them days, this nigga Trump tweeted out to Taylor Swift talking about, oh, I hate Taylor Swift. A few hours later, this is when this happened. They, instead of entertaining the fact that this bitch voted for Trump, they, Piers included, said, well, what if it was a Swiftie? What? You think one of Taylor Swift's followers went to Mar-a-Lago with an AR? What? But we know the guys I did. They're trying.
This guy, this Ruth guy on Sunday, who was there for 12 hours stalking Donald Trump, with a high-powered rifle with a scope, with ballistic plates up against the fence. And what did he have up there? A GoPro. Why?
How you know he was there for 12 hours? I heard that a lot. How do y'all know he was there for 12 hours? Tell me. How did a white man with AR and ballistic vests was able to just mob around Florida without being detected for 12 hours? Oh, my bad. This is Ron DeSantis' place, right? My bad. Kamala, this was your fault. Biden, this was your fault.
He was trophy hunting. He wanted to be the savior of the left, to say, I'm the one that killed Donald J. Trump. Trophy hunting, Cenk, or people like you responding to words that you're putting out there. Why else would he have a GoPro?
No,
Wow.
he wanted to get famous. You're totally right about that, Eric. And I hate that. But the way that this whole thing has been framed as if the right wing doesn't do rhetoric that is 10,000 times more dangerous and violent over and over again. Trump's fans sent pipe bombs to every one of his enemies. Trump fans hit Nancy Pelosi's husband in the head with a hammer, and Trump never even denounced it. How sick is that? That he never even denounced it. He laughs about it. So if we were using the Trump standard, we'd laugh about him getting shot at. But I'm not as disgusting as Donald Trump is.
Nancy Pelosi's husband had an interlude with some bizarre gay lover. Trust me,
he wasn't on the right.
Oh my God, I'm on here with
right.
lunatics. I'm on here with lunatics and conspiracy
wasn't on the
theorists.
Right.
I can't believe he just said that. And you're saying that the guy who smashed Paul Pelosi's head in wasn't on the right? Is that what Candace Owens, the lunatic, just said?
Right. Okay, just so you know, if you're going to call somebody else a lunatic, you shouldn't be behaving like one in the process.
When you say, but Cenk, when you say these right-wingers are all nuts, do you understand the irony, given you just spent the last 10 minutes literally ranting?
Yeah, I do, Piers. So I am loud and aggressive because that's what the Democrats and the left wing need to stand up to lunatic bullies like this.
Exactly. Now, I don't know the details of the dude that fucked up Nancy Pelosi's husband. I don't think he ever came out as some gay lover of his, nor do I know if he's a Democrat. But if those two things seem to be false, Piers, you're the fucking moderator. You ain't gonna fact check them. You ain't gonna fact check him. You gonna let Cenk sit there and then you gonna call him fucking excited, crazy. He's too passionate. He want to cuss all of y'all out. I feel him. All y'all sound like straight idiots.
Someone just said that the attacker of Paul Pelosi was not a right-winger when he is a Donald Trump fan and a deep right-winger. And Eric Prince, the lunatic, had said that he was a gay lover of Paul Pelosi. A conspiracy theory so unhinged that how am I supposed to respond to it? You can't have a rational discussion with people who don't believe in facts and logic. Piers, are you agreeing with these two lunatics that he was not a right-winger,
you should have a little
and that
bit
he was
more
some sort of gay
respect
lover of Paul Pelosi?
Eric Prince as a lunatic. He served our country. You should have a little more respect and decency.
Yeah,
I give a shit about the
mercenary and a disgusting guy, by the way. How many people did you get killed? Innocent people in Iraq, Eric. How many people did you have mowed down in Iraq, Eric?
Right. You fucking terrorists. Now, that's how I feel. I don't give no credit to no U.S. servicemen. I don't give a fuck about you, nigga. Most of y'all that age, y'all were drafted, and then y'all went mentally ill because you didn't really want to go. And then the rest of y'all were just like racist motherfucking sycophants. Like y'all wanted to go kill brown people under the name of the United States government. Y'all wasn't out there trying to, defend democracy? Stop. Y'all were having fun. Y'all was playing out y'all fantasy, bro. Killing brown people. I don't give a fuck that he served this country. Fuck him.
You know, going back to your topic, Piers, perhaps it's time to bring back 19th century behavior, which maybe we had a more civil society then. If people are going to throw all kinds of bombastic language, they do so because they do it without consequence. In the 19th century in the UK, people would call them out for a duel. It doesn't have to be to the death. It could be swords. It could be bugle sticks. Maybe that would make for a more polite society. I don't know.
Now, you hear him? He called Cenk out. He called Cenk out for the fade. Cenk, take off face. Take off face. I guarantee you, if a brother did that shit, they would call that nigga radical. Unhinged. Look at this savage. He wants to fucking fight everybody. Full of violence and rage. We need to fucking check on the black community. Did you hear that white man? He said, nigga, hey, shit, we should do some 1900 fucking medieval style shit. Why? That's that rage that he wants to act out. Like 1900s style. Like, bro, calm down. Chill out. First of all, you probably get your ass beat. Second of all, like, why do y'all want to go there? Then when we say, hey, you got us fucked up, y'all say, oh, did you hear what he said? It's crazy.
I'm ready to go there.
You see that? Piers, you see that? Who's the first to threaten violence? Of course, Eric from the right wing.
Yeah, but,
Whereas
okay,
I
but
denounce
Cenk,
violence.
Cenk.
I denounce it strongly
No,
and loudly.
Cenk,
You heard it with your own ears.
But Cenk, what I don't think you appreciate is how ranting, incendiary rhetoric of the kind you've unleashed so far in this debate yourself can, with an impressionable, unhinged person who believes everything you're saying about Trump, as Candace said, why wouldn't that person think to themselves, yeah, we've got to get rid of him. We've got to stop him.
They are not a supporter of Jenks. What don't y'all understand about that? I seen a thing where both shooters were in a BlackRock fucking commercial. Both of them, nigga. Both of them. Larry Fink, I think there was some shit that went out saying that, oh, Trump had entertained using Larry Fink as the Treasury Secretary or some shit like that. Trump came out on True Social and said, fuck, I never said that. He said it was the Democrats. The Democrats said that I was about to hire Larry Fink to run my... It could be... why are we just going with the left? Why aren't we looking at the actual ties of the two people that almost assassinated Trump? Y'all, this is not working, bro. Not.
Okay.
So my question for you
Piers,
is, if you can't even dial it down within 48 hours of a second assassination attempt on Trump's life, when can you?
So, Piers, now let's have an intelligent conversation. Hold on. About where are the lines? Where are the lines? So, wait, he asked me a question. Where are the lines? So, when you say, when Trump says these incendiary things that encourage violence, including laughing at smashing the head in of a political opponent's husband, that's what? Is that fine? Or he's bad too?
Well, is it fine?
How long does he have to pause saying violent things?
Listen, I criticise Trump for lots of his incendiary language.
You ain't even criticize him about that.
As far as
So how long should he stop?
Hang on. So far as I know, he's never called one of his opponents Adolf Hitler. And yet the left constantly...
Yeah, he did. He just called... I don't know about Hitler, but first of all... But Piers, you make it look like...
Cenk, here's my point. If the left constantly say, as they do, he's the new Hitler, who, by the way, murdered 12 million people with his Nazis, including 6 million Jews in the Holocaust. If you keep saying that often enough, as the left do in America, eventually an unhinged mind is going to think, I've got to stop the new Hitler.
Not a left winger. They don't care like that. And you know that. The left is full of a bunch of bitches that's scared of guns and shit. They not but bro, think about what you're saying, Piers. And everybody's listening to you and like, are you really trying your hardest to tie this to the Democrats, bro? Like, you really want to sit in the thing. The picture they showed of the dude before he got apprehended, or when he got apprehended, they showed his little fucking social media page. Bro had like a British flag hanging, American flag around his neck. He just looked like one of them dusty ass Trump supporting white folks, bro. Gun toting white folks. Like, why are y'all forcing this whole situation on the left? I swear to God, if he was a Democrat and he voted for Biden, oh, bro, they will be saying that shit. It would be the biggest story. They would draw parallels. Yeah, it had to be a Biden fucking associate. If he voted for him. But since they can't tie him to any kind of left-wing party, they're just throwing anything out there. Oh, you guys are saying shit that's riling up the left. Bro, stop. The left is bitches. They're softies. It's not working. We know who the left is. No, it's not them.
That's my point.
So first of all, I've never called him Hitler. But I love Sandra Day O'Connor's quote about, it was about Bush and Cheney at the time. about fascism. She said, we've got to be careful of these beginnings so that we don't get those endings. So what I'm worried about is a guy who says that he loves dictators and writes love letters to them, and that he loves it when everybody has to stand up and applaud and no one can disagree with the leader of the country. He loves it. He thought we should terminate the Constitution. When they said to him, hey, they're trying to murder, your fans are trying to murder your own vice president. He told Mark Meadows, his chief of staff, he deserves it. I have to tell people the reality about Donald Trump.
He said he didn't do what he was supposed to do. Or some shit like that. The nigga didn't care that Mike Pence was being called to the gallows. Hung in front of everybody. He didn't give a fuck. Fuck him. Fuck Mike Pence. That's what he said. That's what he said.
So, Piers, what do you want me to do?
That
Take a 48-hour break, a 72-hour break? Or maybe do you want me to take a month and a half of a break of criticizing Donald Trump
well, you know,
so he can win the election?
It was interesting watching CNN yesterday, my old network, for example, where CNN finally conceded on air that actually when Kamala Harris repeated this trope about Trump, that he called for they said there would be a bloodbath if he lost the election. Everyone knows that's untrue. That's not what he said. He talked about a bloodbath in the automobile industry. CNN finally admitted that on air, but Kamala Harris repeated that in a way that implied he said there would be a literal bloodbath. So when it comes to rhetoric, yes, Donald Trump has a lot of incendiary things that come out of his mouth. And
but we don't care.
I wish he didn't. But so does the left, Cenk. And your utter refusal to accept that anyone on the left can be
Piers,
even remotely responsible for creating an atmosphere where two people now try to kill Trump.
No. Wrong. Didn't happen. You're lying, Piers. Didn't happen. No two people got radicalized by the left and went out to kill Trump. Nope. Never happened. Those two people were not Democrats. I'll say it again. You can keep trying to spin it, Piers, and I think that's why you're getting red in the face. A lot of these people are trying their hardest to turn this into this left-wing thing, and it's fucking crazy that it's making them mad that it's not working. They're actually getting pissed off that it ain't working.
I think he's very disingenuous.
No, Piers, let me be clear. So, number one, on the bloodbath comment, on the day of and ever since, we played the whole clip on the Young Turks and told everybody he did not mean violence. He talked about an economic bloodbath.
So why did Kamala Harris pretend
honest
that he
about
did?
it. We've never called him Hitler. And so, but Piers, I can't sit here and not tell you that he didn't try to end our democracy, because he did. So I'm asking you now for like the fourth time.
I'm going to get the other two to respond to this, but just want to bring in just very quickly the Republican Congressman Corey Mills. Corey Mills, thank you very much indeed for joining me. We're having a very
Thanks so much for having me.
We're having a very heated debate, ironically, about the heated debate raging around America, which may or may not have played a part in these two assassination attempts.
It didn't.
There's an irony there.
It didn't.
Well, there's not an irony. I've been listening to the complete instability, and I'll remind Cenk and others that we should.
He's been listening to the complete instability. That's what he said, right? We can already know where he's going. We already know it. Let's let him go there, though.
Go back to Henry II, who actually sat with his knights and said, "Is there no one who can rid me of this meddlesome priest?" His knights took that rhetoric to mean that they should go and murder the Archbishop of Canterbury, thereby actually resulting in an assassination of an individual. So I think that Eric is correct and Candace is correct that he should just probably sit on his hands for a moment and just listen to what hate and vitriol he is spewing and why things have continued to ratchet up. I think that we all need to look at political violence and a condemnation and also take a response to say that this isn't something that we want to continue by taking down the pressure and the heat which is boiling within America and start looking at things with understanding that civil discourse is acceptable, that political discourse is acceptable, but ratcheting up the violence and this type of rhetorical, type of threats is just not to be accepted here in America.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
And on this separate issue of Trump security, I was staggered to see the acting director of the Secret Service, who's replaced the one who resigned after the rally shooting, basically doing a kind of victory lap on television, where he claimed everything they had done was fantastic. It all worked perfectly because one of his agents spotted the barrel of a rifle poking out of a bush and fired in that direction. Didn't hit the shooter, but scared him away. But I'm sorry, why was no one from the Secret Service thinking it would be a good idea to even check the perimeter of the golf course, given that people know where Trump plays?
Well,
They knew he was in Florida. They knew he was likely to be playing golf at that course. And the guy went and positioned himself for 12 hours right where the media go to get a clean photographic shot of Trump. I mean, it just almost, it's beyond parody, this.
Well, Piers, if I could just go ahead and say that this is the second time that a perimeter and security bubble failure has existed. You look at the 150-yard shot by Thomas Crooks. You now look at this attempted plot to assassinate the president within 500 yards. This is why I've argued for a long time that there's three critical failures within the U.S. Secret Service, and it has nothing to do with funding. This has to do with the fact that, one, we have prioritized DEI over meritocracy.
There it is. Woo, these motherfuckers never cease to surprise me. What? I knew you was gonna get to something. I had a feeling. This DEI shit. Okay. DEI. Because remember, we got rid of the woman, the last woman that was part of this shit when, or the part of the Secret Service when Trump got shot at the other rally. So I thought we fixed the woman part of the Secret Service. What other part of the Secret Service do you need to comb through pertaining to DEI hires? Is there too many black folks working for you, man? Just say it. You got too many brothers there. They ain't protecting Trump. I bet you that's how you feel.
And two, the ability to conduct an actual threat assessment on a principle, that being the former President Donald Trump, and then looking at your threat mitigation strategy should not be dictated and determined by the title or the position you carry, but by the actual threat itself and what assets and resources are required to mitigate that threat. So the reality is while they're touting that this is a great success, as Eric can tell you, and look, I'm a United States Army combat veteran. I'd served in the 82nd. I've worked overseas on
nobody cares
details. I can tell you that the best way to mitigate a threat is to forecast it, to prevent it from occurring in the first place, not to play reactionary. And so extending out a perimeter bubble, guaranteeing the threat assessment and matrix of security mitigation, and guaranteeing asset resources should be the first priority. But we have poor leadership in the Secret Service, we have DEI prioritization, and we have a failed strategy on how we actually allocate assets.
Look at Piers. Yeah,
I mean, I've known Trump nearly 20 years as a friend, and I am genuinely concerned about his safety. I genuinely fear that between now and the election, someone could get successful. That these assassination attempts are coming, with alarming regularity.
So why not ask Trump to shut the fuck up? I'm just wondering. Because nobody threatened the life of Biden, or Kamala. Never. And you think it's because the left is saying shit about Trump? Or do you think it's because Trump is just saying shit about everybody? They don't want Trump to be held accountable for shit, bro. For shit. Watch. I ain't gonna say that.
Two in 8 weeks? I mean, it's crazy.
Well, that's exactly right. Not to mention the fact that you can't go ahead and assess the threat under President Trump to that of, say, a former president like Bill Clinton or Jimmy Carter. We have to look at the fact that President Trump is not only one of the most loved individuals, but he's also one of the most hated, and not just by the threats we've seen domestically, but that of the fatwa, which was declared by Iran after the successful counterterrorism strike by Qasem Soleimani and also Abu Mahdi al-Mohandes. The fact that he was successful in the elimination of Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the head of ISIS or Daesh. And so we have to start looking at the fact that while they can continue to try and claim that the incident that resulted on J6 was an incitement of violence through dangerous rhetoric, why can't we assume that the incitement of violence that resulted in the attempted assassination on January...
Wait, it wasn't? So rhetoric didn't cause January 6th? I mean, that's what you think? Is that what you're saying? If y'all can believe that rhetoric caused January 6th, then why y'all can't believe that rhetoric caused Trump to get shot at? No. Hey, no, my nigga, that's not what we're saying. We're saying that rhetoric caused January 6th. And Trump's rhetoric is causing him to get shot at. Did I miss something? Am I tripping? Fuck is you talking about?
January 13th or recently isn't of the same caliber, and why can't we treat it the same? And so, look, I've had multiple discussions with Eric. Eric's a longtime friend. He's a patriot, former Navy SEAL combat veteran. The things that Cenk was saying about him couldn't be further from the truth, because I think Eric's one of the best. But I'll tell you, I think at this point, until we can get new leadership in the Secret Service, we actually need to be thinking about private security on the internal bubble of the president, utilizing former soft guys and pushing out the Secret Service assets in the bubble to do clearance and prevent this type of incident from happening in the future.
Yeah, I mean, something's got to happen. Congressman, thank you very much indeed for joining me. I appreciate it.
So now it's...
Let me bring back the panel.
Now, mind you, it's been 3-on-1 this whole time. They brought that dude in, I guess it's what, like 4-on-1 now? After they say, oh, this is not fair. Look at Trump. We need to fire the moderators. This is not fair. They fact-checked him. And that's the funny part about the whole debate, how they keep screaming that Trump was fact-checked. Trump was fact-checked. Trump was fact-checked. I guess they want to be lied to. And that's the weird part about these weirdos on the right. They're like, oh, no, just shut up. Let them tell us a story. We don't care if it's fucking true. Who are you to fucking come up with the facts? Leave Trump alone. Let him tell us what the fuck we want to hear. Bro, you guys are dumb. Dumb as shit. Y'all literally telling on yourself. Why aren't they allowing Trump to get away with lies? That's what you're saying. Fact-checking. Nobody, not one person, not even on Fox News, nobody is claiming that they're lying on Trump. Nobody is saying that, oh, they're misleading the audience and trying to make it seem like Trump was lying. No, nobody's claiming that. Everybody, all of Trump's supporters, even in the media, knows he was lying. They're just mad that he was fact-checked. The fuck? What? Nobody goes, like, Trump doesn't go on Fox News and get hard questions like about the border wall. Hey, what happened to your border wall, bro? I thought Mexico was going to pay for it. Nope. Nobody says shit. Nobody talks about the investors that spent their money or gave Trump their money for that border wall that he stole from them, that they had to sue Trump ass back for that shit. Nobody want to talk about it. Nobody want to ask him about it. Nothing. But if we fact check some fucking eating dogs and cats, how dare y'all? You niggas is pathetic.
Candace, I do genuinely feel very apprehensive about what is happening and what may happen. And I dread to think what would happen in America if somebody did actually assassinate Donald Trump, as they are repeatedly trying to do.
Yes, I mean, I was completely underwhelmed by the immediate reactions, even from Kamala Harris, just that simple tweet, and violence has no place, which felt like it was copy and pasted from a PR firm. There was no shock. There was no, this is absolutely wrong. There was no expressment of true frustration and disappointment, or even the recognition that could be her, right? Like if you're trying to be a person that wants to be the president of the United States, this could potentially be you one day. So
Nope, wrong. No. She ain't out there talking like Trump. The only way that this can happen to her is if one of y'all keep your rhetoric up, like Elon Musk, after this shit happened. Man, we ain't got nobody trying to kill Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Wait, what? like, of course not. Nobody is trying to kill Kamala because she ain't out there talking shit like that. Like, y'all bitches don't even know who Trump is pissing off. Y'all think it's the Democrats. It's probably something bigger than that. And y'all don't even want to entertain it. Nope. We're going to keep letting it go by. Like, oh, yeah, whatever. I don't, fuck. Look, just, did you hear what Kamala said? Did you hear what Cenk said? Man, this rhetoric needs to stop. Y'all don't care. Y'all don't give a shit. If I feel Cenk is like, nope, I don't give a fuck how I look today. Y'all can call me unhinged. Fuck you. And you too.
You should be outraged. I didn't sense that outrage from her. And rather, what you have correctly attest to is they just kept going on with the rhetoric the very next day, which to me is signaling to their followers that this is okay. We're getting closer and we're getting closer, and we are fine with this. We're not going to turn down the rhetoric because you guys are responding correctly. One of the things that's really frustrating, I think, for a lot of people is to watch the way the media is constantly allowed to detach themselves from the consequences of what they say, which is to say that somebody shoots up and tries to shoot a president, and the media is like, well, I was just calling him Hitler, but I never said to anyone that they should go shoot someone. And like I said earlier, what do you expect an individual to do when you are saying Adolf Hitler is taking the stage? When you are saying that we are going to completely lose democracy, which is so far from reality. It's embarrassing for Cenk to say that, because we don't have to imagine Trump as president. He already was for 4 years. People were living very well. The economy was doing very well. And so this rhetoric may have made sense in 2016. It doesn't make sense now in 2024. And so it's frustrating to see that. And I think what is good, though, is to allow people around the world to get this insight into what's happening in America, because you hear the left constantly purporting to be the side of peace. Right. And then you watch someone like Cenk. Right. And then you listen to people that are on the right, the awful people on the right. You listen to Eric Prince, you listen to me, and you're able to really comprehend who are the radicals in American society.
I told you. That's what I said. I said that in the beginning of the fucking video. How they were going to try to frame it with this dude right here, sitting there all calm in the beginning. Cenk being passionate, not crazy, but passionate. And then Candace dumbass Owens sitting there with her stupid take. They wanted it to frame it as if the right wing is unhinged. No, nigga, we're not dumb. We're not programmed. We get it. We see. Y'all not listening to Cenk. You're not. So, clear as day, you're going to sit here and say, you see, even in this exchange, the left can't control themselves. No, you're just trying to turn it all on the left when this was a single-handed right-wing situation. This is all y'all doing. And it's funny. It's funny. I knew that she was going to go there. I had a fucking feeling that she was going to go there.
Because you can scream peace, you can scream, oh, love is love all day, but you hear their rhetoric within 24 hours after a former president was almost shot. And
excuse me, wasn't Trump calling the media the enemy of the people? The enemy of the people? Nigga, he used the word enemy of the people. To the point, what's my nigga name? Jim Acosta. He hated Jim, but there was bombs sent to all these fucking CNN reporters. Piers, you didn't call for toning down the rhetoric then. This selective outrage is hilarious. The way y'all clutching your pearls, y'all like, wait a minute, the violence, I thought it was fun when we were just talking shit, but man, this shit getting a little close to home, man. Can we like tone it down? Fuck you. Turn up, nigga, because all we're going to do is sit back and watch it happen again and again and again and realize that y'all brought it on yourselves. This isn't working. As much as you keep trying to say that it's the less fault, it's not working. It's not. We're like, look at these pretzels, bro. Just like bending yourselves and oh no, he didn't. I know he said that, but that's what he was just playing. You gonna take a joke from Trump and believe it, nigga? When this bro, shut the fuck up. Like what? Piers, Candace, and this shit's fucking hell. Jake, I got your back, bro.
And they never dial it down. I mean, these people, I want and encourage violence all the time.
You see, Cenk, here's the problem. If this was Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, who had had 2 attempts on their life in 8 weeks, the idea that you would not, if anyone on the Republican side used the kind of enraged, ranting rhetoric you've deployed in this debate today within 24 hours of it happening, that you would go completely nuts at the Republicans for doing that. Okay. So my thing for you is you seem to think that the justification for all your rhetoric is that, well, Donald Trump does it.
Yes. That's not hard, Piers. Yes. That's how we think. I grew up in the 80s, my nigga. We had a whole little saying, you hit me and I hit you back. It's not no hit me and I'm going to take the high road and to go tell. No, nigga. That's what y'all try to do. Y'all do that shit all the time. And it's funny because they used to do that shit back in the day to like keep black folks down. I swear to God. You would see a brother finally get hired in a firm or something. And then you got all these fucking racist white folks calling him the N-word. And as soon as that nigga act and knock one of their asses out, they say, oh, Ray couldn't control himself. No. You motherfuckers needed to get knocked out. Sorry, Piers. Sorry. You got to fight fire with fire, bro. I don't give a shit how you feel about it. My tongue is more toxic than all of theirs. I wish you would start some shit with me because the last thing I'm going to do is be like, oh, high road. Nah, bitch. I'm going to call you a bitch in your face and say, hey, remember that shit you said about me? And you basically caused death threats to my fucking email and all type of shit. People calling my phone and I can't even fucking take my babies to school. Guess what? I ain't going to get scared. I'm going to cuss you out. I'm not going to tone down the rhetoric. No. I'm going to match fire with fire. But that's their ploy. That's what they want to do. They want to go do all this fucking unspeakable shit. Say the most unhinged shit. Lauren, what's that? Laura Loomer bitch said some shit. Like, they want to be able to do that shit and not be called out. In what fucking world? Piers?
And that's kind of like the old school playground thing. Well, they did that, so I can do it.
See?
Where's your own moral line?
Oh.
Where's your line that says we're going to be better than that?
See? Where's your moral? Why aren't you better than Donald Trump? I thought he was an evil person. Didn't you call him evil? Why are you trying to be just like his evilness? Nigga, who you think that worked for? No. Hey. Piers, I'm more evil if I want to be. I will break Donald Trump down. That's what I would say. Nigga, I would make sure he breaks every mirror in his fucking room and I don't give a fuck if his ear is still bleeding. Do you hear what the nigga says? He attacks people's wives, bro. Like, the nigga talks shit about people's wives, bro. Like, who gives a fuck about his feelings, bro? We're not the ones shooting him, but you said we can't talk shit? That sucks to be you.
If you genuinely believe that is wrong,
It'll work.
that incendiary rhetoric is wrong,
Piers.
why do you deploy it?
So, Piers, no.
See? They tried it.
The framing of this entire conversation is insane. So if somebody was just watching this conversation, they would think that I ordered an attack on the Capitol or that the left wing did. No,
Right.
Donald Trump had a violent mob attack our Capitol.
Right.
And then you make it seem like the left has the violence problem.
Look
And
at
then
Candace. Look at Candace. She's shaking her head. Bro, nobody is disputing January 6th, Candace. What? What's wrong with you? Nobody's disputing it. Yes. Trump stood at the podium and said, we're going to go down there and take our country back by force. And niggas brought... they went to Home Depot and got some fucking material to hang this nigga Mike Pence with. Y'all talking about this dude was out front of Mar-a-Lago for 12 hours and nobody seen him and said nothing. Where was y'all at when these niggas was dragging lumber to the front yard of the Capitol and making a fucking noose? And Candace is shaking her head. Nah, nope, that didn't happen. Nah, I don't know what you're talking about.
I strongly and very loudly condemned any violence. Shooting at Donald Trump is the worst thing in the world. I can't be any clearer about it.
But you don't
any
condemn,
assassination
you
attempt,
don't
any
condemn
violence,
any
any
of the-
physicality.
Yeah, but
Hold
Cenk,
on.
you don't condemn
Hold
any of the
on.
incendiary rhetoric.
Let me finish my point. I condemn it as forcefully as I possibly can. And then what do the two right-wingers do? Neither one of them condemned the attack on Nancy Pelosi's husband. Instead, they came up with crazy conspiracy theories. And what does that do?
That's true.
It encourages their fans to go, oh,
Wait,
yeah, well, it's
wait
not.
a minute. Wait, Candace, are you on the same fucking planet as us? You weren't there when you came up with the conspiracy of him not being a right-winger? Now, remember, I don't fucking know. I will believe that Cenk knows. They both know because nobody disputed it once he said it. When Cenk said what he said about the dude that beat up Nancy Pelosi's husband being a Trump supporter, nobody came out and refuted it. Nope. They didn't fact check him. So Go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and believe Cenk. Now, after a few minutes go by, and he brings it back up and say, hey, these two knuckleheads said what they said, and you said, no, that's not what happened. Candace, we're watching. Yes, that's exactly what happened. You guys created a conspiracy theory about Kelly, about Nancy Pelosi's husband, or the dude that hit him. So, be careful when you shake your head, because we all watching.
Not a big deal to attack our political opponents. It's not a big deal to attack the Capitol. It's not a big deal to send pipe bombs to Donald Trump's political opponents. So they encourage this kind of violence 24/7. And on January 6th, we saw it in spectacular fashion. And then you're trying to reframe the debate as criticism of Donald Trump, legitimate political criticism of Donald Trump is somehow the thing that's causing political violence in this country. No, it is 98% right-wing political violence. The 2% where it's the left wing, I hate it, I despise it, I condemn it. I can't be any clearer than that.
And yet, Cenk, the only attempts on candidates' lives have both been against the same guy, who's the Republican nominee.
By who? Piers? Hey, who threatened his life? Was it Democrats?
So look, there are lunatics in this world. So those two guys are total lunatics. The first guy wasn't even a left-winger. This guy is totally unhinged from reality, voted for Trump in 2016. But it isn't about him being right-wing or left-wing.
One of them wasn't even a left-winger, and the other one voted for Trump in 2016. And then Cenk, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. You acting like a buster. Bring it up. Bring that shit up. Don't sit there and say, this is not about the left and the right. Yeah, it is. That's what they're trying to do. I am not a leftist. No, I think I'm center right left. If that's a thing. But, bro, they literally bringing you on here to derail the left. And you're just going to sit there and say, yeah, I mean, the dude wasn't even a left wing and the other dude voted for Trump, but I'm not even going to try to draw parallels to it being a fucking party thing. Nigga, you better. Because that's what they trying to do. Like I said, it was far from a left-winger doing this violent shit because look at how soft you niggas is. Cenk is acting like a buster. Oh, no, I understand. I'm just saying it's on both sides. Fuck this nigga. Bro, you got to meet them where they at. Cenk, stop acting like a punk.
The point is that these guys are unhinged. So I don't want anyone taking shots at Democrats, Republicans,
no, but you're not prepared to change the way you speak about Trump,
but Piers,
which
you've
he
never
believes
answered my question. You've never answered my question. So do you want me to do a unilateral political surrender for the rest of the election because some lunatic took a shot at Trump?
No, but you know what? You could take a little bit longer than 24 hours perhaps to consider whether the language from the left may have contributed to these attacks. Let me bring Eric in, who's been again waiting patiently. Eric,
oh God,
it seems to me America is in a dangerous place right now. Yeah, this is not a game. You've experienced actual warfare, and we're now seeing people taking weapons of war to rallies, to golf courses, to try and settle their differences with people by shooting them. And in this case, it's Donald Trump that they want to kill. This is not a good place.
If your point to this panel was to explore the spectrum of political rhetoric, I think your guest in the middle box, reps ipso loquitur, the thing speaks for itself.
No.
To call the January 6th such an insurrection, it would be the first insurrection in human history where people showed up unarmed. And
whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Now remember, this is supposed to be the beloved serviceman, right? Country first piece of shit, right? That's him, right? So are we disputing that January 6th was insurrection? Are we saying that it was not violent because people didn't bring guns? Is that what you're saying? That fucking peaceful fucking tour around the Capitol should not be deemed a insurrection because nobody was armed. That's your whole logic, right? JD Vance, I say this shit with all my heart. JD, I don't even like you. But showing us that you can pick an Indian wife, I don't know if your views are the same as Trump's. And it seems like if you ever had a change of view with Donald Trump, he would call for your killing. Yep. And he wouldn't even care. JD Vance is a traitor. These motherfuckers don't even realize the gravity of January 6th. How Trump's rhetoric almost got his fucking vice president killed. And this piece of shit said, they ain't bring no weapons.
People are feeling nervous about the survival of their constitution, about their vote. People show up to a lot of rallies, and they should certainly be able to show up and not expect to see attacks. There was just another guy. There was an explosive found at a rally in New York today.
Well, I'll stop you there on that, actually, Eric, because that's now been discounted. They've actually said there were no explosives found. So since we started this, that's been now discounted.
Oh. Wait, what? Out. You see? Look at these motherfuckers. Look at them. Piers, I think Piers only did that just to protect his own ass. He was like, wait a minute, that's just been debunked, so I have to go ahead and protect my show. But this dumbass just brought up another fucking smear about a fake bomb threat. I didn't even hear about it. I guess it got debunked that fast. But, hey, that's the shit you guys do. Y'all say lies. And then when people debunk them, y'all say, don't fact check me. How dare you fact check me? And then when your lies are so fucking egregious and dangerous to the point where people have to point out the fact that people are riled up because of your lies, you say, I didn't say that. Wait, I didn't mean that. Wait, what? All I'm saying was somebody brought some bombs over here, so we need to make sure these... Nigga, that never happened. It never happened. So shut the fuck up. Servicemen? You ain't no fucking body. I hate when people say that. He served my country. Oh, we got to give him respect. Eddie Gallagher served the country. That nigga's a terrorist. And guess what? America don't care about all of his atrocities.
Good. But twice in 8 weeks, with what, 6 weeks left to go in the election, I really hope it's the last we've seen of political violence, because it certainly has no place for the republic to survive.
Let me bring back Candace. I want to just talk about Kamala Harris for a bit and the politics of all this, because there's no doubt she's had a little bit of a bounce now from, taking over from Biden, from the DNC, from the debate win, where I think she won that debate with Trump by sort of feeding his narcissistic streak when he fell for it. But at the same time, she's giving very few interviews. And the latest one she gave, we're going to show a little bit of it now, to me was just a load of incomprehensible word salad nothingness. Let's take a look.
Far too many innocent Palestinians have been killed. Women and children. We have seen with horror the images coming out of Gaza.
I just got a question. When they say shit like, oh, these women and children, these women and children, these women and children. Is that sexist? I don't know. They say it a lot. Like, men aren't to be cared for or some shit. I never understood the whole, even back then when the Titanic movie was out and these bitches were jumping on lifeboats and then niggas was like, all women and children come, all women and children come. And I'm sitting there like, what about me? Like, nigga, well, hold on. And then remember that one dude that jumped in the back like, nigga, you gotta be fucked up. I'm going. She ain't about to let all women and children. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? I be wondering, what is this whole women and children thing? Because if you look at it in the context of Palestine and Gaza, they feel like all, I guess, of age boys can be militants. And they feel like any dead Palestinian boy that is of age doesn't constitute a civilian death. I think that's how they frame it. That's why they do this whole women and children. But, bro, daddies matter. Daddies matter. And I don't think you guys realize that. And that's on the left and the right. The way y'all say women and children. Just letting y'all know. If y'all didn't know, the dad matters.
And we have to take that seriously. And we have to agree that not only must we end this war, but we have to have a goal of a two-state solution, because there must be stability and peace in that region, inasmuch as what we do in our goal is to ensure that Israelis have security and Palestinians in equal measure have security, have self-determination and dignity.
You see, Candace, I know there's another one the weekend where she was talking about the economy and saying that, you know, she grew up with people who were proud of their lawns and all this kind of thing. And in the debate, when she was challenged specifically about any policy stuff, doesn't really say anything. You know, she didn't say anything there about this Israel-Hamas war, which is going to have any meaningful difference to what happens. It's all this kind of, as she would put it, her desire for joy, for everyone to get along, everyone to be peaceful and happy, and everyone to be prosperous. Well, we all want that. But the more she talks about these things, the less impressed I am by what comes out of her mouth. What do you make of Kamala Harris, the candidate?
I hate that. I hate when people talk like that. Oh, this peaceful, fake ass persona that they're giving. We all want peace, but this is fake. Even if it's fake, bro, can we have a change of tone, my nigga? Can we actually bring some hope and joy to this motherfucking shit? Because we understand what that white narrative is, that white man narrative is, Piers. We hear you all the time talk about, but China, but Russia. You think Vladimir Putin is just going to do it? He's just going to put down his guns? No, we got to fight him. We got to fight him. That's all y'all do all day. Fearmonger. That's it. You want everybody to fear your enemies. They're not my enemies. I ain't do shit to nobody, so don't go and tell me that Russia, China, and all the fucking countries in the global south is my enemies. No, they're yours. Now, the way you bitches can't handle the fact that some people hate. We do. The notion of the peaceful world, that notion, just, oh, no more bombs, no more fucking fighters, no more army need or any kind of military aggression, no more of it. That bothers you? Just the thought of it? I get it. You know, I'm a stock market guy. You probably got shares of Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, whatever. But what I think is, I don't think we need to dismantle our defense system. No, I think it should be a defense system, not an offensive system where we go and pay motherfucking Israel to go bomb fucking innocent people in Gaza. But yeah, I think a military does need to exist to act as a deterrent, right? Keep people off our shore. But if you're going to sit there and say, oh, nah, man, there's no such thing as peace, we shouldn't even try it, and the way she's talking about it, I just think she's not genuine. Bro, I think you just like sending people, kids off to fight. That's what you like. You want us to fear Putin. You want us to fear Xi Jinping, Kim Jong-un. You want everybody to be scared every fucking day of their lives, so they can spend their hard-earned money on trying to defend something that might never come.
You know, I truly think that the reason that they staged an effective coup on Joe Biden was simply because obviously he had been in such mental decline that they couldn't hide it anymore. And they at least needed a candidate that could remember the lines. And going into the debate, and obviously we're still waiting for more to come out, but we do have that ABC whistleblower who said that she was given the questions ahead of time, which would mean that she was given the time frame to remember the answers. And she's good for that. Like, she can remember the answers and as if she's performing a high school play. And that's exactly what she did. But when it comes down to it, the reason why she is
What? See, and I don't understand these conservatives, bro. First, it was word salad. She didn't say nothing. Every time it came to policy, she didn't say shit. Now they're saying, oh, she got the answers before somebody was coaching her. She couldn't have done that good. I don't know. I'm following y'all. But I don't think y'all following y'all.
Is giving such few interviews far in between is because she is not actually able to give comprehensive answers. She doesn't actually know what her policies are, which is why she flip-flops often on what her policies are. Her policies are essentially whatever she's told to say. On the issue of Israel and Palestine, it is a vulnerable area for her. She does not want to lose the Muslim vote in America, so she's trying to just say things that sound nice, present a bunch of niceties and sound kind, essentially going, we only have a few weeks to the election. As long as I sound like I want there to be peace, we won't lose the Muslim vote and people that are passionate about this hot button issue. So to me, I see her as little more than an actress, somebody that is more effective than obviously Joe Biden, who couldn't do that anymore for them. But everything that you're seeing with her is performative. And I am happy that there are groups that recognize that now, like particularly Black men do not seem to be falling for this whatsoever. And people are calling into question.
Shut up. You don't speak for Black men. We weren't supporting her when she ran for president against Biden. We all called out her record then. Especially us that grew up in Southern California or California, period. Nigga, we all knew about the Attorney General fucking Harris, nigga. It ain't no new thing. Oh, Black men are waking up voting for Trump because they know who Kamala is. Stop. Trump wasn't even in the picture when she was locking niggas up for marijuana. Niggas had a hate for her before Trump even ran for president. So don't even try that shit. Stop.
Why it is that she keeps flip-flopping on so many of her policies. I don't think there's much going on upstairs with her. And she's especially weak when it comes to speaking about economics. And you can see that. You even saw that during the debate.
Twitching.
Yeah, I mean,
twitching.
You know, I understand you don't want Trump to win. So obviously you're going to want the other side to win. But you cannot be impressed by what Kamala Harris actually says when she gets around to talking about policy. It's a lot of hot air, isn't it?
Yeah, so mostly yes. Okay, but let me be clear about a couple of things. So you know I'm honest. So that answer on Israel is terrible. That's basically her saying, I'll do everything Israel tells me to do. And by the way, she's taken over $5 million from AIPAC. Biden's taken over $11 million from AIPAC. Also, Republican Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, his top donor is AIPAC. So anything that comes out of Republican or Democratic mouths on Israel is just paid for. Donald Trump, his top donor is Miriam Adelson, and is reporting in Israel that he might let Israel annex the West Bank in order to please his donor. So our politics is totally, utterly corrupt. On policy, I like some of the economic populist things.
Is he asleep? Oh. Okay. I thought the nigga closed his eyes. He must be reading something.
That she put out there. I like some of it a lot, actually. The problem with Democrats is that they don't often deliver. This is stuff that they do for campaigning. Then they.
I think he was dozing off. I'm gonna check the tape.
Deliver about 5 to 10% of it. And then the press bullies you into saying that it was miraculous, historic achievements. The problem with the Republicans is they go 100% in the wrong direction. And here I was getting all ready to agree with the panel overall because I don't like that answer by Kamala Harris. But here comes Candace Owens to make up another conspiracy theory about an ABC whistleblower, which is hilarious and ridiculous. It's been debunked thoroughly. It's just a rando.
Well, has it been? Well, hang on. Has it been debunked thoroughly? Because I've been watching.
Yes.
Well, hang on. I've been watching ABC's responses, And I don't call that a thorough debunking at all. It looks to me like they're being very careful with the way they're wording stuff. And Bill Ackman's been on this, who's no fool. He's
Bill
been
Ackman.
doing a lot of tweeting about this, saying there's something weird about this. This affidavit was apparently signed two days before the debate and so on. Now, it may turn out to be a load of baloney, but the response by ABC and Disney so far, Cenk, has not been very commanding.
So, Piers, here we go again. You know who outed Donna Brazile for actually leaking questions to a Democrat, Hillary Clinton? Young Turks did. We found it in WikiLeaks, and when we originally exposed it...
So why would you be surprised if it happened again?
Right. So mainstream media said, oh, you guys are crazy, you guys are kooks. No, we proved it. You know what the difference between that story and this story is? We had evidence. There's no evidence here at all. It reminds me of Rush Limbaugh when he would say to his listeners, I have a fax. I have a fax here. Anybody can send you a fax, brother. Anybody can put up a fake document online. You have to show that the guy was actually from ABC.
Uh-oh.
Well, this is not a conspiracy theory.
No.
Cenk hasn't just... I don't know where he's gone. It's like we're seeing
What the
that
fuck is
Star
that?
Trek. While we get Cenk back, we'll bring Eric in for a final word from him before we let you go, Eric.
It was making too much sense.
Kamala Harris. It just seems to me at the moment she's profiting just by default that she's not Joe Biden. She's not a guy in his 80s who'd lost his marbles and clearly had the early onset of dementia. And that because of that, because she's 20 years younger and a little bit more...
I'm sorry. Is somebody whispering in the back? I think I can hear the producer trying to figure out what the fuck happened to Cenk. Give me a second. I think I...
Word from him before we let you go, Eric. Kamala Harris. It's just...
Did y'all hear that?
Seems to me at the moment she's profiting just by default that she's not Joe Biden. She's not a guy in his 80s who'd lost his marbles and clearly had the early onset of dementia. And that because of that, because she's 20 years younger and a little bit more with it and can string her sentences together.
It's okay. That's just media. It is what it is. I never really get on people for their, I guess, audio, video incidents. Nigga, we can't control this kind of stuff. Jake got kicked out on accident. They're going to scramble to get him back. They're going to scramble to get him back. But I can hear the fucking shit going on back there for some reason.
She's getting a little bit of bounce from that. But I do feel the more I listen to her and actually think, what is she saying, the more mystified I am about how she would run America.
That's a frightening question. When you look at her debate performance compared to even the interview she did a few days later with the local Pennsylvania affiliate, let's just say the quality of delivery of answer plummeted. So the jury's out on the question of that whistleblower yet, but just look at the significant deterioration of her performance.
Look at this nigga. He could not sit there and say stories definitively. This motherfucker right here, this so-called serviceman. He can't say stories definitively. He keep coming out like, oh yeah, this happened. Here go Piers Morgan. Nah, that got debunked. And then he's like, oh, all right, well this happened. Here go Cenk. Nah, that's been debunked. And now he's trying something else. He's like, well, maybe this is, debunked, but, it was something to talk about. Bro, hey. That's what everybody's saying. The right keep coming up with false stories to rile everybody up, sometimes cause harm, stochastic terrorism, threaten people to have to evacuate schools, and y'all don't care. Y'all don't care. But as soon as your beloved King Donald Trump get hurt or signs of danger, this is when Maxine Waters said, push back on your representatives. She said push.
I don't know. Yeah, she's the perfect shell puppet for a administrative deep state that specializes in the bureaucratic imperative is to grow government, is to enrich itself, and to gain power. And that certainly seems what the Democrat Party is all about, being the party of warfare and more taxes and more regulation, and certainly regulating free speech.
Eric Prince, thank you very much indeed for joining us. We're going to let you go now, but thank you very much. I appreciate your contribution to that part of the debate. We're going to move now to this other huge story in the last 24 hours, the blast currently rocking the Lebanon. I'm joined in the studio by the former IDF spokesman, Jonathan Conricus. We'll still have Candace Owens with us, and hopefully we'll get Cenk Uygur.
Now, that should be funny to me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just have to ask. Like, I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious that they're foiling the way they are, because I love that word. Foiling, that's my word. Because why we can't just have the story as is? You know, why we can't just say, hey, there was another failed assassination attempt against Donald Trump, and Secret Service was there. They responded. Ample timing. No shots were fired, at least from the gunman. President is safe. We good. Nope. It's always political. It's always political. Oh, they got close to the lawn. That's because of Kamala Biden. Oh, no, nobody checked the freeway I-95. Like, I don't know, bro. So I think it's crazy that we can sit there with a Republican governor in Florida, the shooter being an ex-Republican, and the so-called issue, the DEI issue at the Secret Service, was situated. How y'all gonna keep blaming this on the left? If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe to my channel where I bring you content like this, plus more. But if you don't want to miss a moment, they say you got to hit that little notification bell. All right? I love y'all. I'm out of here. Peace. Yeah.